Because Microsoft Excel has become more than just an electronic ledger book, a number of features have been added to give users more tools in the toolbox. And one of these is the 3D reference. It takes advantage of periodic data layouts being consistent across time. If we take a look in this document here, we can page through the worksheets and we can see that on each of the four, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4, the layout of the data is the same each time, the same setup, and the piece of information we want on each of those sheets is in the same cell once more. So if we want to do a calculation, say a sum or an average of the totals across time, we can just jump over to the worksheet here called Aggregates, click in whichever cell and write the formulas there. We can even cheat a little and have the use of the mouse to help us write those formulas. So to start with, having gone to the Aggregates worksheet here, we can make sure we're in the right cell, cell A2 in this case, and I'll type equals sum, open paren. Then what I have to do is use the mouse to click the first of the worksheets down here and indicate I want to start with that one. And up in the formula bar, we can see the relevant info is automatically added. Then comes the only really tricky part. I have to hold down my Shift key and click the tab for the last worksheet that I want to get the data from. I can then let go the Shift key, but we can now also see that in the formula bar there's the first sheet, the colon, which is the range indicator, and the last sheet. This tells the program I want to get data from all of those sheets. Then, to be specific, I click the cell which is the same on all four, from which I want to get the total. And that also is added to the formula up in the formula bar. Finally, in fact, all I really now have to do is close my paren and hit enter. And there it is. To do likewise for the average, just have to click in the appropriate cell. Again, type the formula equals average, or at least the beginning of the formula, open paren, click the first tab here, hold down the Shift key, click the last tab, and we can see that because all four sheets have the piece of information we want in the same cell, we can click that cell on any of the sheets and it'll come up with the correct information. Close the paren once more, and again, hit enter. The only thing we need to remember about this process is that the cell or range be the same on each of the data worksheets, but since this contributes to more consistent and therefore more readable and understandable data layouts for work purposes in Excel, it normally isn't an issue.